I've been eating a very paleo, very ketogenic, very immune system friendly, nutrient dense, high performer type diet, and I want to show you what's in my kitchen. Hey, Christian Bates here. I'm the founder of Longevity Power, which is your source for nutrition, for elite level high performance and health. And I haven't made a video in a long time because I've been working behind the scenes with Longevity Power, but it is time to unleash for you the things that I do and the things that I think about that have gotten me amazing results. Especially in the last 6 years, I feel like I've really nailed down what works for me. And of course, things are always going to shift over time for your nutritional protocol, but I've been eating a very paleo, very ketogenic, very immune system friendly, nutrient dense, high performer type diet. And I want to show you what's in my kitchen. So let's just start with the countertop. I got things like avocado oil, which is great for cooking at a high temperature. ACV, apple cider vinegar. Everyone needs some kind of vinegar that works for them. A lot of other vinegars are a bit too carb high to be truly ketogenic. I got one of my Longevity Power products, Glow Ho Shu Wu, which just goes in almost anything sweet, especially the elixirs I make, which I'll talk to you about in a minute. Sea salt, dull seaweed. This is my ultimate staple, which is wild boar lard, which I render myself. If you don't have access to wild boar fat, which actually everyone does in the United States, you can order it from a company called Texas Natural Meats and render it yourself. You can also get organic pork lard, although pork lard is grain-fed and the fatty acid content will not be quite as good as truly wild boar lard. It tastes so good, it tastes sweet in sweet recipes, savory in savory recipes, and it's pretty soft at room temperature, whereas other animal fats that are just so good for you and provide all kinds of essential fats for your brain and nervous system and are great ketogenic fuel. A lot of those other animal fats, like tallow from beef and lamb, are a bit too hard and waxy at room temperature. All right, here is cabinet with more Longevity Power products. I got all kinds of organic spices, some of the supplements I take, like Just Thrive Probiotic and Seed Probiotic. Got a lot of other herbal extracts like American ginseng. I love cooking, stir-frying on cast iron. That's my favorite way to cook, really, except for perhaps roasting things over an open fire or using my outdoor smoker that I also have. And this is a stainless steel steamer, which I pretty much use every day to steam vegetables. I got a big pot for rendering lard and making stews, and of course people love to make bone broths these days, and I highly recommend that. This is actually Java's food. I'm tempted to eat it, but I don't trust it for human quality, although it is like the best quality dog food that's dry. He also gets fresh, grass-fed, wild-style meat and organ blends as well, like the Primal brand I like. Cutting boards. Very important to have a decent chef knife that you keep in a sleeve so that your friends don't nick it and dull it. And basically just don't let your friends use your chef knife. Just give them the lower tier knives that are no longer very sharp. I love a fish spatula more than any other spatulas for stir fries. Then we got some blending action here. This is just a simple cheap food processor that I use from time to time. A Vitamix I use every day. Now I used to really rely on the power of the 2 horsepower Vitamix, but these days my favorite thing about a Vitamix is that it just has a really big blender top, in this case 2 quarts, because the elixirs I make that have adaptogenic herbs and water and a little sea salt and stevia that are just so delicious and hydrating, I usually make at least a quart, up to 2 quarts at once. So if you have a smaller blender, it might be great to see if they have a bigger blender top for you so that you can actually make bigger servings for yourself. I love having a KitchenAid stand mixer. I make all kinds of treats, little nougaty cookie treats in here that I just like using this a little bit more than a chopper blade of a food processor. And there's also a meat grinder attachment, and I'll make all kinds of exotic burgers with that. I recently got a SodaStream because I like carbonated elixirs as well. And there's Java being a really good guard dog out there. And sometimes I use the Salad Master vegetable chopper. It's really handy to make shredded vegetables. I get spring water from various sources. If I get it from one of my local springs, I just put it straight into this nice little crock here and drink it straight. Another spring that's totally high quality, like it's great fresh spring water. It doesn't have any contamination from deep inside the spring, but it's not really potable because it doesn't come out of a proper pipe, and therefore I put it in one of these, this is called an Alexa Pure, but the more popular brand of this kind of stand filter is a Berkey, and that way I can just make sure that there's no bacteria in it. Let's go over to, well, there's all kinds of other things. You know, I got silicone molds because I love making little treats, usually with the boar lard and like protein powders. This is one of my favorite drawers. It has all these different natural organic flavors that I use, as well as like stevia and collagen and gelatin. Now, I must admit that my fridge totally looks like a bachelor's fridge because I just steamed all the rest of the vegetables I had last night, and I'm gonna go to the store after this and load up. So right now it just looks like a bunch of weird meat things. Now, if you're new to these more exotic, amazing, wild style, grass-fed style, Oregon style meats, this might seem a little weird to you, so bear with me. But I got these are the protein bits left after rendering boar lard. This is Java's dinner tonight. This is more boar lard. This is 100% grass-fed, U.S. grown ground beef. More Java and cat food. This is wild boar neck that I smoked last night. And then some vegetables. Oh, behind that, I have an ozone machine called the Berry Breeze, and that just keeps out bacteria and mold that fridges often accumulate because of their temperature and moisture. In the freezer, I have more boar fat. This is, as you can see, I mean, boar is just great because I can't really do chicken and turkey that much anymore. I really just avoid it because it's grain-fed, and there's only so much red meat that I want to eat at once. And I'm an aspiring hunter, but for now, until I learn to hunt more, I gotta do the commercial way of getting my high-quality meats, and that ends up being boar. This is ground suet from Local Beef. I have a lot of ice cubes, well, yeah, I have ice cubes, but also a lot of ice packs, partially because they're handy, and partially because I live in California and there's some power outages, so it's nice to have extra long-lasting cold if there's ever a power outage. I'll leave it at that for now. I hope you enjoy. Please let me know any questions you have in the comments section below, and I'd be happy to answer. And let me know of any other videos you want me to make. Now that I'm going to be back into making videos, just have at it. Let's do this. Thanks a lot for checking back in with me. If you're on YouTube, make sure to subscribe and hit that bell. Otherwise, keep on checking back at longevitypower.com, be on my newsletter, and stay tuned for more so I can help take you to your next level of health.